Welcome back, everybody. We're starting off today by doing a little bit of upgrading and shopping. We're getting into the meat of the main story now, and I want to be prepared. We upgrade our weapons, including turning our sniper rifle into a seriously pretty .50 caliber model. Gear in hand and inventory sorted, our first stop is Diamond City. We do a little bit of shopping and decide to do an interview with Piper for some bonus experience while we're here. We give her the only answer that, can really give someone hope when facing a post-apocalyptic crisis.
Find who's responsible and make them pay. Simple as that.
We send Dogmeat back home temporarily while we wander around town picking up odd jobs to earn some random affinity with Piper. We also pick up a fetch quest from Solomon as well as one for Mo. And we stop off to see Abbott at the wall. Well, see, Abbott, I actually did some scavenging for this dope-ass base I built just next door, and happened to have some green paint already, so... boop! Then we help Sheng clear the city's water filters, only to be left with some serious questions for him.
Sheng, why was there a skull in the water?
So maybe you weren't the first person I asked. Maybe the last guy found an unstable hand grenade. Hey, once the filters do their job, it's all water under the bridge. Am I right? Anyway,
That's disgusting. You're disgusting. This is why you can never trust big water. Our business done in Diamond City, we make a quick run back to Hangman's Alley to drop off Piper and grab our bestest boy, and then we start heading east. We test out our rifle's killing power on a few raiders, and then a few more, and then just to be sure, we then make our first real stop off, Hubris Comics, for a few collectibles on our shopping list. We should put our shotgun and Molotovs to devastating use, clearing out ghouls, then more ghouls, then more. Ooh, double tap! We get us the first piece of loot we wanted from here, a copy of the Hubris Unstoppable comics that gives us a 1% chance to avoid any instance of damage, which we'll take in survival mode. We then spend some time looting our way around until we get to the recording studios upstairs, which has our next goal. In the top floor, we're reminded that this is survival mode with a very close call, so we resort to our old friend, Chems. This lets us wrap things up with a nice little light show, and why won't you die? With that cleared out, we grab the other items of note here, most in particular the Silver Shroud costume, the Silver Submachine Gun, and Grognak's costume. We might be picking up some melee eventually to go with the stealth that we want to grab further down the line, so we're going to store this one for ourselves. There's also a copy of Astoundingly Awesome Tales in the locked back room, and we grab that more to be a completionist than anything else. Next up, Trinity Tower. There's actually 3 things on our checklist here, so it's time for our first major encounter with Boston's super mutant population. We head upstairs to keep our sniping streak going, but end up needing to swap to Righteous Authority when a mutant decides to make it some very close combat. We then rip and tear our way up to the top floor, where we put our shotgun and some Psycho Jet to good use. We rescue Rex and Strong from the cage that they're trapped in, and grab the first of our 3 objectives, the Melee Bobblehead. This is, like the other comic, going to be an investment for the future. We then get into a hell of a firefight on the way down, clearing out super mutants with more 50 cal rounds, explosives, and even more chems. On the bottom floor, we let Rex know what we think of him,
I just love rescuing idiots.
and he rewards us with Agatha's Dress, a unique piece of apparel that gives us a +3 bonus to Charisma. Our third and final reward comes in the form of Strong himself, who needs our help to find the milk of human kindness. Ew. We send Strong back to our base, and then head out for the combat zone. Honestly, there's not much here other than the companion Kate, but that's enough. I mean, look at her. Kate is honestly my favorite companion in this game, and the one I would be running this with if I wasn't doing a Lone Wanderer build. Fun fact, dog meat doesn't count as a companion, so we can have him and still maintain the benefits of Lone Wanderer. You're still my favorite. Finally, it's time for our grand finale, rescuing Nick Valentine from the Triggermen. Unfortunately, here was where we seem to have run into some technical difficulties. For whatever reason, we've seemed to have lost all the recording after we entered the station. So I do apologize for that to everybody. I'd been very excited about that. But to give you guys a brief rundown, we went through, murked everybody, accidentally ran out of 50 caliber rounds in the middle of combat, swapped over to our Molotovs and our Righteous Authority, managed to Molotov ourselves, made sure there was no witnesses so that nobody saw our comedy of errors, moved through, blew up a couple guards with grenades, rescued Nick Valentine, picked up the speech bobblehead, and made our way outside to try and talk Darla out of siding with Skinny Malone against us so that we could get her back safe and sound to her family. Only for it to turn out that she was wearing a dress that looked exactly like ours. So we did what the only reasonable thing really was, popped a bunch of psychoject to slow down time, and blew everybody away with a shotgun. Really, this all could have been avoided if we had just coordinated, Darla. I really can't be taking responsibility for this. I apologize for the inconvenience to everybody, and I will have out on Sunday a new video for you. We'll try and make up a little bit for some of the lost footage. Until then, though, I hope that you all survive and thrive, and until we meet again in the wastes of Boston's Commonwealth. Take care, and all the best.